Good evening, this is Jason Icanio, and once again it's time for Jay's Retro Toys and Games for episode 36 on this Wednesday night, November 16, 2022. Season 2 brings you this part 2 episode of the Matchbox competitor that literally started in 1968 and has flourished for the past, almost close to 50 years of going on strong for its time. In fact, it's celebrating 54 years to be exact out on this date, and we're really looking forward to seeing how it progressed in the 2000s. Part 2 tonight of Hot Wheels, next on Jay's Retro Toys and Games. All right, welcome to the show. Hope you had a good Monday with us as you saw part 1 of Hot Wheels. We took off with all of the great early history of the product of the Matchbox's competitors. And now we're going to be looking at, in this edition of part 2, we're going to be looking at the 2000s and beyond in our look at Hot Wheels and how it has continuously progressed even into this new decade and new 21st century. All right, so let's look at the 2000s and pick up where we left off. As you know, all of our information comes from the Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Okay, so a new generation of Hot Wheels designers came in. That was Eric Shern and Fraser Campbell, along with former designer Paul Tam's son, Alec Tam, who joined the design team. Many still work for Mattel today. Shern's Seared Tuner, formerly Showstopper, graced the mainline packaging from 2000 to 2003. The Diora 2, one of only 2 Hot Wheels concept cars ever made into full-size functional cars, was also released this year. In 2001, Mattel created a Hot Wheels collector's website, and the same year, Mattel issued 240 mainline releases consisting of 12 treasure hunts, 36 first editions, 12 segment series with 4 cars each, and 144 open stock cars. Popular models that debuted included the Hypermite and the Fright Bike. For 2002, the mainline consisted of 12 treasure hunts, 42 first editions, 15 segment series of 4 cars each, and 126 open stock cars. Popular new models included the 68 Cougar and the Nissan Skyline GTR. Some cars from the first edition series are the Backdraft, the Overboard 454, the Vari 8, and the Super Tsunami. Then in 2003, Hot Wheels celebrated its 35th anniversary with a full-length computer-animated film called Hot Wheels Highway 35 World Race. This movie tied into the Highway 35 line of cars that featured 35 classic Hot Wheels cars with special graphics and cold-molded wheels. 2004, Hot Wheels unveiled its Hot 100 line of 100 new models. These included mostly short-lived lines of cartoonish vehicles such as Tuned, which is the vehicles based on the larger Hot Tuners line of Hot Wheels created by Eric Shern, Blings, boxy bodies and big wheels, Hard Nose, which were enlarged fonts or fronts, Cruise, that's CROOZE, stretched out bodies, and Fatbacks, which are super wide rear wheels and short bodies. Fatbacks models included vehicles such as the Toyota Supra and Corvette C6. And these vehicles did not sell as well as Mattel expected, and many could still be found in stores throughout 2005. Mattel also released 2004 first edition cars with unpainted Zamac bodies, and they were sold through Toys R Us and were made in limited numbers. In 2005, Hot Wheels continued with the new extreme castings for the second year, debuting the Torpedoes line, which were skinny bodies and outboard wheels, and drop tops. They were flattened roof lines and wheel arches that extend above the car's roof line. In addition to 20 Realistics models, the rest of the line included the standard 12 Treasure Hunts, 10 Track Aces, 50 segment series cars, and 50 open stock models. 4 Volkswagen mystery cars were offered as a special mail-in promo. Each mystery car came with a special voucher, and upon collection of all 4 vouchers, one was able to send away for a special 13th Treasure Hunt, a VW drag bus. Hot Wheels also unveiled its new faster-than-ever line of cars, which had special nickel-plated axles, along with bronze-colored open-hole 5-spoke wheels. These adjustments supposedly reduce friction dramatically, resulting in cars that are called the Faster-Than-Ever series. The first run of these cars were available for a limited time only from the beginning of October towards the end of November 2005. Also, a continuation of the movie Highway 35 called Hot Wheels Acceleracers was created, taking place 2 years after the events of Highway 35. It is featured in 4 movies and many short segments where the drivers, old ones, gangs like Tech-Coup, Metal Maniacs, the evil racing drones, and the stealthy silencers. All of the shorts and previews of the movie were placed on a temporary website that was deleted shortly after the last movie. 2007, Mattel released 36 new models, formerly first editions, 12 treasure hunts with a hard-to-find regular version, and even rarer Super Treasure Hunt version of each with rubber, Real Rider tires, and Spectra Flame paint. 12 teams of 4 cars each, formerly segment series, 24 code cars. The codes were imprinted inside the packaging that can be used to unlock web content. 12 track stars, formerly track aces. 24 mystery cars packaged on a card with an opaque blister so that the buyer cannot see which car is inside without opening it. And 24 all-stars, formerly open stock. In late 2006, a new package designed for 2007 was released. Some 2006 cars and all of the 07 cars are packaged on a blister card with the new design. Hot Wheels released a series called Modifiders, which are similar to Transformers except for the fact that they were originally cars and were modified into robots. The Modifiders names are Streetwise, Skullface, Livewire, Bedlam, Nightlife, Mr. Big, and QuickTime. In 2008, all the series and vehicles were relatively similar to 2007's cars. Approximately 180 to 200 new vehicles were released. Then in 2009, Mattel released 42 new models, 12 treasure hunts, 12 track stars, 24 mystery cars, 10 segment series of 10 cars, and introduced the IndyCar series drivers. Mattel released its first ever 3D CGI animated episodic television series called Hot Wheels Battle Force 5, which was a co-production between Canadian animation giants Nelvana and WildBrain. The U.S. version of the series debuted on Cartoon Network on August 29, 2009. 2011 saw the release of 244 cars, beginning with the 2011 new car series, which includes the Lamborghini Gallardo LP570-4 Superleggera, Custom 2011 Camaro, and the DeLorean Time Machine from the Back to the Future series. This was followed by the 15-car Treasure Hunt series with 1957 Chevy and 1958 Chevy Impala. 15 track stars, including the 2010 Formula Street series, the 10x10 series, the Thrill Racer series, and 22 HW video game heroes, which were packaged with codes for an internet computer game. The new series, Team Hot Wheels, appeared in late 2011. 2012 saw the release of 247 cars, beginning with the 2012 new car series, which includes the Lamborghini Aventador, Ford Mustang Boss 302 Laguna Seca, the Kit from Knight Rider, and the ever-popular Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. 2012 also saw the release of 2 vehicles from the Angry Birds video game franchise, consisting of the Red Bird and the Green Minion Pig. 2013 saw the release of 250 cars, including Stunt, Racing, Imagination, City, and Showroom, all of which contain sub-series. 2013 also saw a change in the look of the packaging cards, which includes a quartet of helmeted motorcycle riders standing behind the Flame logo, and the Treasure Hunt series cards no longer marked with a treasure chest. Some of those cars include the Rodzilla, the Fangula, the Twin Mill III, and the Bone Shaker and Baja Bone Shaker. General Motors also released a special Chevrolet Camaro Hot Wheels edition, which was a blue convertible that offered various Hot Wheels themed decorations throughout the car. 2014 saw 250 mainstream cars released with similar segments to 2013. Various play sets and other non-car merchandise were also released this year. 2014 also marked the end of the license agreement between Mattel and Ferrari, meaning the 2014 release of Ferrari 5-pack would be the last for Mattel, and the 2015 Black Ferrari 599XX was the last Ferrari model appearing in the mainstream, both regular model and its treasure hunt variant. 2016, the lineup was similar to 2015 and 2014 in terms of segments, and the design of the card was overhauled. Some car names were to be announced or to be determined, or 2016 coming soon. They are now divided into mini collections with their corresponding segments and their icons printed on the card. Some of them include HW Showroom BMW, the 100th anniversary of the BMW, HW Screen Time, cars and characters seen on television, video games, and movies, and Hot Wheels Snowstormers. New models include the Cruiser Bruiser, the Side Ripper, the Grass Chomper, and the 2016 Acura NSX, while other models first see their release in the mainline series, such as the 52 Hudson Hornet. 2017 saw a major change in casting numbering. Since that moment, recolors are named with a different number than the original, thus causing the number limit of cars to expand to 365. We're going to take a little break, which we normally often don't do, but when we come back, we will continue on with looking at 2017 to the present when we come back with more of Jay's Retro Toys and Games right after this. Welcome back to Jay's Retro Toys and Games. I'm Jason DeCanio. Hope you're having a great time with us here on episode number 36. It's Wednesday, November 16, 2022. We're in the middle of part 2 of our Hot Wheels tribute. And we're just about to continue on our look at the 2017 to the present series. We were in the middle of that area on Wikipedia before we had to take a break, so we're going to continue looking at that right now. So, as we said, 2017 saw a major change in casting numbering, and since that moment, recolors are named with a different number than the original, thus causing the number limit of cars to expand to 365. The idea of numbering a casting with a number corresponding to their own series was also aborted. And there was also some new mainline series introduced, such as Experimotors, which are cars with moving parts or the secondary purpose, Holiday Racers that have a holiday-based theme, Factory Fresh, a series including newer, sometimes older castings with fabric painting, and Camaro 50, which is a series dedicated to the Chevrolet Camaro and its 50th anniversary. 2018, Hot Wheels celebrated its 50th anniversary. The style of the blister cards were also changed again, depicting a city in the background of the car, thus emulating a Hot Wheels city theme. For that year, each blister card had a 50th anniversary logo. Hot Wheels also launched several collector-focused lines for that year, including Favorites, which was a series that consisted of 11 highly detailed vehicles, which were based on real cars, all with metal bodies and rubber tires. For this year, Hot Wheels also launched a display case, which could hold up to 48 cars, and could either stand up on its own via attachable feet, or be mounted on a wall. Each display case came with an exclusive car. October 4th, 2018, Hot Wheels filed a new trademark for the motto, "It's not the same without the flame." In 2019, a seal was added in the bottom left corner of the blister card with the motto. Hot Wheels designer Ryu Asada died on March 28, 2021 at age 42 after years of suffering from cancer. Since 2018, or starting in 2018, Hot Wheels launched a new program called the Hot Wheels Legends Tour. This program was originally launched to commemorate Hot Wheels' 50th anniversary. Each year, there are 18 Legends Tour events that are held at various Walmart locations across the United States. Over 111,000 people attend, and about 5,000 cars are entered at those events. At each event, one car is picked to be recreated as a potential new Hot Wheels casting. After all the events for that year conclude, one finalist is then picked to be the winner, and the car then gets recreated as a new Hot Wheels casting next year. Hot Wheels are looking for vehicles that embody the fun and creative spirit of Hot Wheels, which is their main selling point. The last 4 years of tour winners, in 2018 was a custom-built 2 Jets built by Luis Rodriguez. In 2019, there was the 1957 Nash Metropolitan, the Nash built by Greg Salzillo and David Ford. 2020, which was 2 years ago, the 1970 Pontiac Trans Am built by Riley Stair. And last year's winner was the 1969 Volvo P1800, Ain't No Saint, built by Lee Johnston. Then there are the Sweet 16. They were the first production line of Hot Wheels for the year 1968. The lineup consisted of the Beatnik Bandit, the Custom Eldorado, the Custom Camaro, the Custom Corvette, the Custom Fleetside, the Diora, the Mustang, the T-Bird, the Hot Heap, the Ford J-Car, the Custom Cougar, the Custom Firebird, Custom Barracuda, the Python Silhouette, and the Custom Volkswagen. Well, through the years, Hot Wheels cars have been collected mostly by children. However, since the late 90s, there has been an increase in the number of adult collectors. Mattel estimates that 41 million children grew up playing with the toys. The average collector has over 1,550 cars, and children between the ages of 5 and 15 have an average of 41 cars. Most believe the collecting craze started with the treasure hunts in 1995. And Mike Strauss has been called the father of Hot Wheels collecting. He has organized 2 collectors' events each year in some form since 1986. The first event was the annual Hot Wheels Collectors Convention, normally held each year in the fall. The convention occurred in various locations around the country until 2001, when the first annual Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals was put together. Since then, the conventions are held each year in Southern California. The Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals rotate among cities outside of California during the spring. Strauss has also published the quarterly Hot Wheels newsletter since 1986 and was one of the first to unite collectors all over the world. He also writes Tomart's Price Guide to Hot Wheels, which is a book listing history, car descriptions, and values, which is used by almost every collector to learn more about the hobby and their collection. Strauss sold his collection in 2011 and retired from the Hot Wheels newsletter. There are hundreds, perhaps even thousands of web pages dedicated to Hot Wheels collecting. Collectors are seeking everything related to Hot Wheels, from only new castings to only red lines and everything in between. For the most part, it is a relatively inexpensive hobby when compared with coin collecting, stamp collecting, or Barbie collecting, with mainline cars costing about 97 cents to $1.08 at retail. The price has not changed much in almost 40 years, although in real terms, the models have dropped significantly in price. A Hot Wheels car cost 98 cents in 1968 and costs 98 cents today, in spite of inflation. After the cars are no longer available at retail, the cost can vary significantly. A common car may sell for less than retail, while some of the more difficult cars can sell for many hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The highest price paid for a Hot Wheels car was close to $70,000 in 2000 for a pre-production version of a Volkswagen rear loader Beach Bomb. The asking price was $72,000. The Beach Bomb is a VW microbus with a pair of surfboards poking out the rear window. This design failed initial testing, proving to be top-heavy and not functional with the Power Booster track accessory. A widened version with the surfboards mounted in side slots was designed and released for the 1969 model year, making the rear loader version a rarity and very sought-after price, or a very sought-after piece as well. And as of 2018, there are about 50 rear loaders known to exist. The date on the base of a Hot Wheels car, example copyright 2008 Mattel, is the copyright date for the casting of the car, not a production date or a release year. The date is usually the year before the car was first released, but not always. For example, a car in the 2001 First Editions series called Evil Twin was released in 2001, but the year dated on the bottom of the car is 2000. Sometimes the copyright will be the same year as the casting's first release. This usually happens with cars released toward the end of a model year. There are a few cases where the copyright is several years before a car's first release. The copyright date will usually not change through the lifetime of a casting. For example, the Twin Mill, first released in '69, still had a '69 copyright date on the 2019 mainline releases of the car. If the tooling for a car has a major change at some point in its life, the copyright date might be changed or amended to reflect the change. For example, Quick Bite, first released in 1984 as the Good Humor truck, had a tooling update before 2018, so its date reads 1983. The 17 on the base of the 2018 release. That's 2017. Yep. There are a few exceptions where the copyright date applies only to the base of a car instead of to the entire car. Those exceptions are mostly funny car castings where the same base was used with various different bodies over the years. Since the year 2008, Hot Wheels cars have had a code stamped or printed on the base. This is a base code, and this base code can be used to identify exactly when an individual car was produced in the Hot Wheels factory. The code begins with a letter, followed by a 2-digit number. The letter for the year 2018 was L. The letter is then followed by 2 numbers which represent the week of that particular year the car was manufactured. For example, a car with the date stamp of L42 was produced on the 42nd week of 2018. Some cars have 4-digit date codes on the base. These date codes are more specific than the 3-digit codes as they indicate the day a car was made instead of just the week. For the 4-digit codes, the first 3 digits indicate the day of the year, and the last digit is the year. A date code of 1987 would indicate the car was made on the 198th day of July 17th, 2017. And a code of 0250 or 0250 would be the 25th day of 2010 or 2020, depending on the car. Date codes only indicate when a specific car was made. They do not necessarily reflect the model release year of a particular car. Mainline production changes to the next model year right around the middle of the calendar year at the end of June, beginning of July. Premiums and other special series lines often run later in the calendar year before changing production to the next year. And we will stop there and tell you what's going to be coming up on part 3 of the Hot Wheels toys, which will be episode 37. We'll look at Hot Wheels classics, special model lines, some made by other companies, car culture, treasure hunt series, live action film adaptations, sizzlers, and on it goes. We'll look at all of those when we come back on part 3, which will be this Friday, of Jay's Retro Toys and Games. Episode 37. We'll see you then. And remember, friends, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We will see you on Friday for episode 37 of Jay's Retro Toys and Games. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Derek Dyson Network for great more content like this one.